Okay. Happy Monday. Happy new day. Happy new week. And I just wanted to, I'm so honored this morning to get to be on here and introduce Emily Roberts. Anybody else a fangirl, like anybody else obsessed with all of her reels and everything that she does? It is so fun. And we were just talking about how it's incredible how you can integrate your kids and your family. And it really makes what we do so fun. Like when I watch her, I'm like, girl is not working. Girl is having fun, right? So, Emily, I'm going to turn it over to you and just really can't wait to hear what you have to share with us.
Hey everyone, good morning. So just a little background for those that are like, I don't really know who you are or what you're about. I'm now 31. I joined Plexus when I was 24. At the time, I was 6 months postpartum with my first son, and my husband was deployed. Scott was in the Marine Corps for 10 years. So when I first got started, my whole entire network was military. So people that had no extra wiggle room and were very skeptical about MLM because everyone and their mom does some sort of MLM in the military. So I had a lot of stuff working against me, including a husband that wanted absolutely nothing to do with this. And I don't know about you guys, but that just like sparked this competitive nature in my heart to just show him that I'm in business. I'm not anymore, but I was a chronic quitter. I could not finish a CrossFit workout. I never used my gym membership. I started and quit every diet, paleo, um, and low carb, all the things. Okay. And so when I told him I was going to do this, he just laughed. He was like, "You're crazy. Like, you were crazy. You quit everything that you do." And what happened was I had this baby and he wasn't home, right? He watched me deliver our son on an iPad in Afghanistan through a teeny tiny screen. And something about just bringing life into the world and having this newfound responsibility, not just for your adult self, because that's already hard enough, but a little baby just like woke me up. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what my mom has prepared me for my whole life. And it did. It changed everything for me. And my husband didn't see that. He didn't witness what was going on those first 6 to 7 months. So if there's something in your life going on right now that you're like, can I use this as leverage in my business to propel me, to fire me up, to wake me up? That's what I want you to start thinking about. Okay. So that's what it was for me. I became a mom, and um, I'm the oldest of four. It's not like I thought motherhood was easy, but for some reason, it was not at all. Breastfeeding was hard. Quit that. Working out and getting my diet in, quit that. I mean, I was taking 16 hours of college courses, and then this baby, man, he was hungry all the time, and I just like didn't know what to do. Well, surely I was feeling crazy. So I would FaceTime my husband, or not really, I'd Skype with him, FaceTime my mom, and every time she would call, she'd be like, "Girl, you need to be on meds. Like something is wrong with you. You are crazy." And I was like, "Well, that's rude." I was thinking to myself, like, "What?" And I did. Something was really, really wrong. I was sleeping all day, and I'm not a person that naps usually. Yet in the beginning, when you have a newborn, totally normal. But like he was almost 7 months old, and I was just like, not myself. Well, my doctor did. She diagnosed me with postpartum depression. And that was when I decided to get to the root of what was going on inside of me. I grew up in a medicine household. My brother and sister both have Tourette's, and I have OCD. And so I grew up on meds. Like I know all about all the different types of medicines and neurological disorders, so I get it. And I didn't want that lifestyle. I watched my mom be so stressed out and argue with insurance companies, and I was just like, oh no, there has to be a better way. And so I looked up postpartum depression, healthy alternatives. Like that was like the first thing I Googled. Well, this word probiotic kept coming up. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I feel like it's for old people. I feel like it's about poop. Like I just didn't know what it meant. And about 2 weeks after the fact, it's kind of weird, right? You think that Facebook's always listening in on you. It totally is. But my best friend at the time, Holly, her husband was deployed with my husband. It's the only reason we knew each other. We were like best virtual friends. You know, that one internet friend that's like there for you all the time. She was that for me. We'd only met like once in person, but she posted and she was having all these gastrointestinal issues, like literally checking into the emergency room. And I was
With a
like,
house or a camper?
what is wrong with her? Like I was so worried about her. And I'm like, do I need to go back to California and check on her? Well, she stopped checking into the emergency room. Like, you know what I'm talking about on Facebook. It says checked into, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, did she die? Like, where's she at? She hasn't checked into anything. Like, she hasn't posted anything. I was freaking out. So I messaged her and I'm like, what's up? Where have you been? The guys come home in a month. This is so exciting. I'm working on my fitness. Like, I'm on meds to kind of make me feel normal. I don't really feel normal yet, but hopefully it works. And so I'm like telling her my life story. And she's like, well, I just started this stuff called Plexus. Now, I need to tell you something. Before Plexus, I did another network marketing company from the ages of 18 to 22. It had a lot to do with a pink Cadillac. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. And I did that. And I carried around what I like to call network marketing baggage for about 2 years, 2 to 4 years. And that stuff sat in my garage and I ended up selling it in a garage sale for $20 just to get it off my hands. I'm like, I don't do inventory. My house is full of toddler inventory. I don't need any more crap in here. And so I had to just sell it in a garage sale. And again, chronic quitter. So my husband was like, you carry that stuff around. This company better not have inventory, blah, blah, blah. To his surprise, we didn't. But she tells me this. So knowing now that you know where I came from, I'm in my head, I'm like, oh girl, you poor thing. And I'm just like so sad for her. And she's like, Emily, it's helping me so much and I feel so good. And I haven't had to go to the emergency room in 2 weeks. Well, I had noticed that. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I stalk people on Facebook. I'm like, I see you. I know how you and your husband doing. I know how your kids are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you watch people, you pick up on little things, you read between the lines. And so I told her, bless your heart. That's what we say in the South. Most of you know it's not a nice thing. And I was like, bye. And that was it. Okay. I found out why she was doing good, and that's all I needed to know. Right. Like, ew, like, no, thank you. I didn't want that. So I went and I was running bleachers 2 times a day. I was eating my rabbit food, feeling miserable, still not sleeping well. The Zoloft that I was on 75 milligrams of Zoloft. And we fluctuated and played around with that. And I mean, I was a zombie. I was a zombie. And it's so crazy. Have you ever looked at old pictures of yourself like before Plexus and you're like, oh, like you look like you were on like some hard drugs, maybe. I don't know. I had like raccoon eyes. I looked rough. I looked rough. And to top it off, I would take my Zoloft with a big old Waterburger. We have Waterburger here in Texas. Waterburger, giant Diet Coke. Like Diet Coke was my vice. I didn't drink alcohol, didn't do drugs, but you better believe I was slurping on some Diet Coke all day long. And so my husband was so worried about me. He's like, girl, like, you're just not the same woman that I left. Like, what is going on with you? I'm so worried about you. And I'm like, I'm fine. Everything's all fine. He's not fine. That's how I discovered Plexus. I was Googling probiotics. My friend Holly briefly mentioned it. She left it alone. She didn't badger me. She didn't blow up my messenger, but she introduced me to it. Okay. I knew about Plexus. I had seen it on my news feed. A very well-known diamond named Melissa Eichenhorst is a precious, precious friend of mine. She actually went to high school with my husband's sister. So it's a very small world. And I watched her. I watched her for 9 months and she got that Lexus. And I was like, you go, girl. Like, okay, cool. Not for me. Not for me. I said that for 15 months. And then here's Holly. The only reason we knew each other was because our husbands were both deployed. And she's like, I'm doing the Flexive stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I didn't realize this was a thing. And people wanted this. And probiotics were incredible. And our pink drink was just like helping everybody. And I didn't know that. And you don't know what you don't know, right? And so I'm here today to tell you about belief building. If you want to grow your business, you have to have belief. And I have two really great quotes for you, but I believe. That's why I joined. I didn't tell anybody, I never admitted it, but I believed. I saw a change in this girl in California go from bloated and miserable and puffy and constant chronic pain, telling her she might have appendicitis. And she's like, I'm not an appendix anymore. It can't be that. Like, she was so miserable. I believed. I knew the stuff worked. I just didn't want to admit it. So maybe you're stuck in your business right now because you believe, but you don't want to admit it. And maybe you're a gold ambassador. Maybe you're senior gold. Maybe you're a jewel. Maybe you're a diamond. And you're listening to this and you're like, I believe. I believe. You don't, because you ain't talking about it. You're not posting about it. You're not having fun. You're not sharing that belief. And I get it. It's a little intimidating. But did you know intimidation and overwhelm are just two forms of procrastination? It's a mindset thing. You tell yourself you're intimidated to share or you're too overwhelmed to share. And there's nothing wrong with taking a rest day, right? Athletes take rest days and then they get on and they're preparing for the Super Bowl every day, right? Football players anyway. And they're going, but they have rest days, right? They have recovery days. Same thing for us. You're preparing for Diamond. Diamond is your Super Bowl, baby. But you have to get in you have to sit on take a seat on the bench sometimes, right? You got to go see your physical trainer and get stretched out and drink that Gatorade, right? Our Gatorade's our pink drink, by the way. But you got to do it. And so for me personally, I didn't want to believe. It was too good to be true. And there's been moments in my business, even as a diamond, where I've lost rank and I've fallen backwards. It was too good to be true. Will I be here forever? Will my points ever grow? Will I ever meet someone that actually wants to grow a business? You guys, those are limiting beliefs. And guess what? I had them yesterday. I'm a diamond gold ambassador and I still have limiting beliefs. Okay? We're human. It sucks. It happens. But it's a choice to stay there. Okay, so I'm going to read you these two quotes about belief. They're just so good. Um, I don't know if y'all know who Diamond Andrea Mitchell is. She posted this one this morning or the other day, and I was like, gosh, that's such a good one. Belief trumps worry every time. It's by Gary Singleton. That's his quote. And I love that because if you're spending more time worrying about what's happening in your business or worrying what's happening in your downlines business, you're not doing anything. Like your belief has to be so big and so great that when people look at you, they know you believe in what you're doing. Right? Think about it. Okay, most of you know what Instagram reels are, right? Those little videos, those little clips, kind of like TikTok, right? So the quote was from Gary Singleton. If I got on Instagram, okay, I'm about to stand up and demonstrate for you. And I did a video. Okay, you can't see my face, but I did a video and I was like, that's not very believable, right? I don't look like I'm having fun, right? That's like ridiculous. Why would you upload a video of yourself doing nothing? But if I was just like, boom, boom, click this, yeah, and I'm like selling it to you, that's believable. She looks like she's having fun. She looks like she practiced that. Same thing with your business. Why do you follow those people that make silly reels? Because you believe that they're having fun, that they love it, right? That's what I had to do. When I have limited beliefs about myself, about my business, and that, oh, the other companies are doing better than Plexus, it's bullcrap. They ain't. Okay? I'm gonna show you my alter ego here for a second. Okay? They ain't better. We have one of the best compensation plans that I've ever seen, ever ever. You guys, when I was with my other company, the Pink Cadillac one, I was with them for 4 years. I got my investment back. My investment was $1,200 on a credit card I didn't need or have or want, but I was talked into it. And then I made exactly that back in 4 years. And y'all know I work hard. For those of you that watch me, I work hard. Okay. I gave it my all. I carried inventory. I sold it to the girls I worked with in the restaurant industry. I sold it to people. I had the parties. I feel like I called every bride in Houston at one point to get them to be pampered by my business. Okay. I hustled and that's all I made. I was in qualification for a car for 4 years. Y'all, I earned my Plexus Lexus in 8 months. I did the same amount of work, but I believed in what I was doing. I didn't, makeup's fun, but it doesn't change your life. Okay. It does. It changes the way you look. It doesn't change your life. And I know that because I've done both. And that's just one comparison. But I have friends in other companies and I feel like they're killing it, right? Like I'm watching them and I'm like, good for you. And then we have a private conversation. I'm like, just curious, what does it look like for that level? So maybe it's like emerald equivalent to Plexus. And I'm like, what are you making? And they make maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month, but they're relying on earning bonuses for heavy recruitment or heavy sales or whatever. And I'm like, wait. I was like, I have a gold ambassador making that much on my team. And this girl's like, yeah, I personally had $20,000 in sales and makeup just for my Instagram following. And I'm like, good for you. But I'm like still stuck on you make what? You make what? You do all this, you make what? And it's just like crazy to me. So I want you to believe in our compensation plan. You have to believe in that. We all have the same compensation plan. Our 24 hours may look very, very different from babies to healthcare to teaching to investment firm, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever your job looks like, motherhood, single fatherhood, whatever. Our 24 hours are always going to look different. Okay. But it's what you're doing within those 24 hours. If you have time to scroll on Instagram and watch reels, if you've watched mine like 8 times, thank you. However, use that 8 minutes of your life to send some voice messages and share that belief. And I didn't say type it out. I didn't say spam message anybody. I didn't say copy and paste a message that your amazing upline probably suggested because it's so nice to have something to work from. No, send a voice message. Let them hear the pep in your voice. If you message them and you're like, "Hi, Julie. Lexus is so great, and I'm using this product, and it's called BioCleanse." Um, they ain't gonna listen to that, y'all. But if you're like, "I just got a pep in my step. I'm regular. You know I wasn't regular in college, but I'm regular now. I'm so excited. And yes, this is a message about poop. Have a great day. Bye." And own it. I love that we get to talk about gut health. No, marketing poop is not fun, but it's so much more than that. Hopefully, you figure that out by now. Hopefully, you figure that out. But it's just so true. It's so much fun for them to hear your voice. And what's crazy is I've had people that I've added over the years. I was just talking to my team about this morning. I believed in what I was doing so much. I would add strangers on Facebook, not like, but not like weirdly, like friends of friends, mutual friends, like people that suggested for me. I was constantly adding them on Facebook before I got over to Instagram. And these people who hadn't seen me in like 10 years, they knew something was different about me and they didn't care. They were watching, they were messaging me, and some of them didn't want anything to do with it. And that's fine. It's not for everybody. But the ones that did want it, they were like, "Girl, you are different. What are you doing? What is this pink stuff? What is this plexus stuff?" And I'm like, "Let me tell you about the pink drink, okay?" And I just like it pumped me up, it fired me up. But I also started having limited beliefs. Okay, they're coming to me. They want information. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I can't explain what magnesium hydroxide and BioCleanse does to your cells. Like I didn't know that stuff. Still don't know that stuff, y'all. I Google it. I look it up in the Plexus Help Center once a week. Okay. However, I would make fun videos. Well, this is before Reels and before Facebook Live, but like I would make fun videos and I'd sit there and I'd be like, "Okay, probiotics, bloat, probiotics. What bloat people? Beer. Oh, that's how my brain works." Okay. So I'd be like, "Listen up, Facebook land. Nobody wants a beer gut with their beer. This is why you need this product, right?" It was super sham wow. It was so awful. Okay. That was 7 years ago. But people were like, "Okay, this is different. Like, I don't want a beer gut with my beer." Like that was my age group, 21 to 25. We stayed up late. We would play beer pong. Like that was my life. Okay. I was a college student and a new mom and married to a Marine, and they drank a lot. Okay. So I had to like figure out my audience. Okay. And in the beginning, you doubt like every move you make, and you're just like, "Was it stupid? Was it okay?" It was good. And I just started telling myself it was great. Don't check it, don't watch it. It was great. It was great. And I just started doing that. And the more confident and the more I believed in the efforts I was making, the better I felt. So yeah, believe in our comp plan, but secondly, believe in what you're saying to people. Believe in what you're saying to people. If you don't believe it, maybe you don't know enough about it. So maybe you take a break from reels and social media and you dive in and you learn just a little bit about what you're talking about. You don't have to be an expert, but you can know some fun facts. Y'all, look at my notes in my phone. This is 7 years of fun facts, okay? I mean, here we go. When I go to the notes section of my phone, look at this. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, this is just notes. I have it on building belief. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have to make notes. I have to. I'm a diamond. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I got to teach my team about this. This is not my forte. They need me. I have to help them believe. Okay, so maybe you have to kind of turn the tables a little bit and help yourself remember they joined me because they believed in me, but how can I keep them here, right? Belief. Belief is why people stay. Yeah, the products are great. Maybe that's why you join, but like belief is why people stay. They stay because I'm losing lashes, y'all. They stay because they believe in what they're saying. They believe in what they're taking. I want to share this other quote with y'all.
Yeah.
A lot of the time we worry that we're coming off salesy, or we worry that we're not doing enough, or we worry that our team is looking elsewhere or whatever your limited belief is right now. Okay. So I found this quote and it's by Ann Voskamp and it's so good. Okay. Worry is belief gone wrong because you don't believe that God will get it right. But peace is belief that exhales because you believe that God's provision is everywhere like air. So whether you believe in God or not, you inhale doubt, you exhale belief. I got this. It's not. It doesn't mean that you think it's going to be perfect. You just believe that it's going to happen, right? And it's up to you to make moves in your business. Your team's great and all, but like they're watching you. They need to see you make moves so that they know, okay, I can make moves too. And sometimes we feel paralyzed in our business, like I just don't know what to do. Do something different. What have you been thinking about doing that you haven't done yet? Host an event, maybe an online event, maybe make that reel. It took me 2 hours to make my first reel, and it's so terrible. Okay. And now it has like 8,000 views. I don't know how. I guess because the song choice is awesome. But like, I watch it. I didn't know how to put the text up, and I'm like pointing at stuff that was just there. It didn't pop up. It's just there, and it's just so silly. But I mean, left it up because it shows me like, okay, started here. It's been about 2 months, and look where our reels are now. We're like, we're getting somewhere, and they're fun. And can't worry about that stuff. Like worry does not make you a paycheck. It doesn't make you a paycheck. But we have bills to pay, right? Most of us have kids to feed and colleges and weddings to pay for and debts and mortgages to pay for. So if you're spending so much time worrying, you're not getting any work done, right? So what's heavier, the worry or the work? I want a heavier workload. Okay. And for me, reels is work, and that's fun. For me, talking to someone about my pink drink and how I lost 21 pounds in my first year of Plexus, it's fun because I know that there's a mom out there, like that's my audience who I talk to. I talk to moms. I know there's a mom out there that is so tired and she just like feels so defeated. I know that. And it's my job to find her. So I have to show up and I have to talk to people. Maybe that's not your audience. Figure out who your audience is. Stop worrying about impressing everyone and getting messages out to everyone. Like, who is your ideal person that you can pour belief into, that you can connect with and be like, I want you to believe because look what it's done for me. And you show up every day in their life in a comment, in a phone call, in a text message, in a voice message. And you're like, I believe in you. You're a great mom. I believe in you. You're a great dad. You're the best coworker. Thanks for picking up coffee for us this morning. Like, you're going to have a great day. And you just love on people until they believe in them, right? There's oh my gosh, one of my favorite little funny quotes is like, you believed in Santa Claus as a kid, you can believe in yourself for 5 minutes. What if you just believed in yourself for 5 minutes? I know these power hours are like 30 minutes, 10 minutes, and just tell me if I go over. But like, you're sitting there and you're doubting yourself for what, 50 minutes of that hour? Okay, believe in yourself for 10 minutes. What will you get done? There's this song by Shawn Mendes. Okay, if you don't know this song, then you're gonna have to look it up. Um, it's called There's Nothing Holding Me Back. Now, if you've ever heard this song, it's totally a love song about this girl, and he's totally going for it. And he's like, there's nothing holding me back. This girl's amazing. She helps me believe in me, and I'm going for it. But we're going to change that perspective. Okay. I want you to listen to this song. You can listen to it as a dude or a woman. And I want you to think of it as your 10-minute self, not the 50-minute doubting self, but that 10 minutes of like, you can't stop me. I'm here for it. Like that version of you, the fearless you, the diamond version of you. And I want you to listen to those lyrics as if you were talking about yourself that way. I'm going to read you the lyrics real fast. This is like one of the funnest things I've ever done. I don't know if funnest is a word. Um, One of the funnest things I've ever done with my team was play that song for them and then explain you're listening to it as a different version of you. The version of you that believes, the version of you that is diamond, the version of you that messages strangers, the version of you that hosts wellness events and feels confident, the version of you that takes that pink drink selfie and doesn't delete it. Okay. So it says, I want to follow where she goes. I think about her and she knows it. You think about yourself being successful. You vision yourself as diamond, right? You picture yourself in that Plexus Lexus or what Dodge Caravan. You have a lifestyle bonus now these days, right? So you can whatever that looks like for you. I want to let her take control. I love that lyric because you're like, do it, do it. And you can't, right? That's it makes me think of Mel Robbins, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Like sometimes you just have to count down backwards and make the move and send the voice message and make the post, right? Because every time that she gets close, yeah, she pulls me in enough to keep me guessing, and maybe I should stop and start confessing because I've been shaken. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. There's nothing holding me back. Okay, so there's this other version of you, and she shows up. Boom. You can't help yourself. You're crazy. You believe. You love Plexus. You want the whole world to know it. I'm going to be a freaking diamond. I'm the crazy Plexus lady. Like that was me for my first 8 months. And yeah, I may have burned a couple of bridges, but they showed up 6 years later, putting that bridge back together to get some plexus. Okay. And I don't expect people to understand. I freaking love this stuff. You don't understand until you drink it. You don't understand until you consistently take it, right? Some of you maybe felt that way and you didn't work your business in the beginning. You worked it later on and you're like, I don't know about this stuff. It's podcast, right? Like you think it's ridiculous. But you take that triplex for 90 days and you're like, would you look at that? My skinny pants fit, right? Or I'm regular, or I don't have a rash in my arm crease. I don't know. Whatever that looks like for you. You can't expect them to understand until they've had it in their pantry, on their kitchen counter, in their home. You hear people say, Lexus will be a family brand, a family name, just like you go to Walmart or GNC and you see those brands, those huge commercials. We are going to be that a staple of people's pantries. Like we're getting there. I hope you notice that. Like Plexus is so big, so big. I know you feel so small sometimes, and you feel so inadequate, and you feel like, how can I make a difference? I'm just me. I have gray hairs popping up. My skin is crazy looking. It's like plexus stress, right? You're stressed out about nothing. You're stressed out about what? Talking to people? Does that stress you out? Maybe you might have anxiety. Sorry if that does, but you can do it. You can do it. And I know because I've been there and I've done it. The only difference between you and me is I probably talked to thousands of more people. And sometimes my husband's like, "Shut up." And I'm like, "I can't help it." It's just like comes out. We could be sitting at a bar. We could be eating breakfast. I could drinking my pink drink at the park, and people are like, "What are you drinking?" Or, "Oh, you're so cute. How do you keep up with all your kids?" I'm like, "This." And they're like, "Is it vodka?" And I'm like, "No, let me explain." Okay. And sometimes it is vodka. No, I'm just kidding. No. But most of the time it's pink drink. Okay. And you just have to do it. You just have to do it, and you have to believe in yourself for those 10 minutes of that hour, right? So the last like little hook of the song says, she says that she's never afraid. Just picture everybody naked. She really doesn't like to wait. She's not really into hesitation. I love that hook because if you hesitate in this business, you won't be diamond. You cannot hesitate. Hesitation kills more dreams than fear ever will. You can be scared all day and still do it, right? Just like 3 year olds, they jump from couch to couch fearlessly. But if they hesitate, what happens? They fall off the couch and they get a big old knot on their head, and you're like, oh crap, and you're running across the living room, right? Because they hesitate. But if they just go and they're jumping and jumping, they're having the time of their life. It's that hesitation that kills you. It kills your business, kills your vibe, kills your belief. You cannot hesitate. So go download that Shawn Mendes song, There's Nothing Holding You Back. And remember those quotes today. Worry trumps belief. I think, hold on, now I forgot. Belief trumps worry every time by Gary Singleton. And worry is belief gone wrong by Ann Voskamp. I hope you feel fired up today. I hope you walk away from this and feel empowered to make some changes in your business this morning. Um, some things that helped build my belief in the beginning were taking my products every day. Y'all, I had to set like 8 reminders. I'm a very forgetful person. And I had to set like 8 reminders. Take your stuff, take it, really take it now. Hello, did you take it? Take it right now. I had to set those reminders, okay? Um, and then pray for your team, your future team, your company, your business, your customers. That was something that really made a significant difference. And not like a little selfish prayer, like please help me be diamond. Like no, like I just Lord, put your hands on Jessica. She is freaking out about this. She is so nervous and so worried, and she needs your peace and comfort. Like you pray for your people, okay? Read network marketing books. Go for No was one of my favorites. It was actually one of the Plexus Book Club books, and I got to lead that call, and it was just like such a cool 360 moment for me because it gave me belief to just go for it. Even if they tell me no, I went for it. Like, count your no's. Like, it doesn't matter if they say yes or no, you went for it. That's belief building. It hypes you up because you're like, I did it. I did it. I talked to this scary human being that probably doesn't care that I messaged her. Like, I did it. Okay. Watch diamond documentaries. Y'all, when I joined, I watched Celeste Gwynn's Diamond Doc 3 times a day. When I woke up in the morning and I was getting ready, when I sat down to eat lunch, and then again right before bed, like a psycho. And now Celeste and I are very good friends. Like, it's pretty crazy. This was like it's like watching a music video of like Taylor Swift, right? And you're like, oh, that's so fun. I bet Taylor's so fun to hang out with. Like, that was me. And now I've gone on diamond trips and literally sat next to Celeste as we drink Mai Tais in Hawaii. It's crazy. It's crazy, you guys. I can't explain it. Okay. Um, Read testimonies from your own customers and customers you don't know, team members, and other Plexus ambassadors. You don't know where to find testimony? Ask somebody. There's 59 of y'all on this call. They know. Shanna Joseph's on this call. Have you seen hers? Have you seen hers? I've seen it, and I ain't even on y'all's team. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. Reflect on your life a year ago versus today. Sometimes you just have to look at your puffy face from a year ago to see that you've made progress. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's summertime and you just had one too many Bud Lights at the park watching fireworks. I don't know. And then you see yourself this year and you're like, I'm looking real good. Sometimes you just gotta look at that and you have to notice the difference. Or you're like, man, I didn't drink my pink drink at all last summer, but this summer I'm drinking 2 a days. Look at me. It makes a huge difference. Maybe building your family's belief. Maybe that's where your doubt and hesitation is coming from because your husband thinks you are cray cray. Maybe your kids think you're insane. Maybe your uncle thinks you're selling snake oil. I don't know. Maybe something that will help them build belief is showing them your back office, showing them the people that are a part of your team and downline. That's what I had to do with my husband. And now he's an Emerald of Texas. It took him 3 years, but now he gets it. He sees the legitimacy. Um, if you have smaller children or you want your kids to see that you're not doing it just for your own reasons, but for them, like weddings and college and maybe a family vacation like Disney World or something. You make a dream board with them. You let your little ones cut up magazines. You and your husband can do it. Where you want to go, babe? Where you want to go? My place of business is gonna take us there. Where you want to go? Greece? Patty? Where you want to go? And you cut up pictures and you put it in your office. I tell you what, something special. If you have a jewel that lives nearby you, go to their house. Go to their house, borrow one of these. It might be blue, it might be green, it might be diamond, and you take a picture with it. Or you go to Hobby Lobby or Amazon and you get you one and you take it everywhere with you. You put it on restaurant tables. You put it in coffee date meetings, and people look at you like, is she carrying around an implant? Like, what is that? No, it's my diamond. I'm going to be a diamond. It's my emerald. I'm going to be emerald. And I'm serious. There is nothing more belief building than having it right there as a reminder every day. Not as a reminder that you're not doing it, but as a reminder that you're doing it every day. You're getting there. Okay. Super, super cool things that you can start doing right now to build belief. Amazon's going to have an influx in sales because y'all all going to go get some paperweights. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting me share my brain with y'all. I think I'm right at my mark, so I'm gonna hush up. But I had a lot of fun this morning, and if y'all have questions, feel free to ask questions. But those are some things that I had to do, and I still do. I had to do them yesterday as I like cried about nothing because I'm human, right? Sometimes you just have to cry it out, and then you put on your good bra and your skinny jeans, and you're like, let's do this. And that's what I did today. See, I'm wearing my good jeans. So we're gonna make stuff happen today. We're gonna have fun, and we're going to stop hesitating.
Emily, oh my gosh, we love you. I mean, the chat, like, we love you so much. And I love how real you are and all those things. I do those things too. And I'm so glad. And who thinks it's hysterical that you're holding like that big giant diamond, like in your hand while you're just talking, like it's nothing. Like, I mean, it's just so, and I love all of that because, Cheryl Muller is my upline and Alita, and I go and I use that cover, that chair cover for emerald and sapphire. And I just told Sarah Marble in the chat I need to come and get one from her so I can use it for diamond in New Orleans. But all of these things are so true. It's just the truth that you never are going to get to a place where you don't have limiting belief and scarcity mindset. And I think it's pretty crazy that Emily and I did not talk before this. And I had all of my notes for y'all are on belief today. Because if you don't believe it, it's not, you can't achieve it. And I love, so what I said is, ask yourself, what do you believe? Because here's the thing. Here, please, can we look me in my eyes? Your actions are a result of what you believe. Your literal actions are a result of what you believe. If you don't believe it, you will do nothing to achieve it. And I like to take this a little bit further and say, it's not what we wish we believe, not what I think Emily believes, not what somebody, it's not like this idea in my mind of what I should believe. No, I'm asking myself, what do I believe? Do I believe that if I share my pink drink with somebody that has the opportunity to change their life? Do I really ever love and believe that in my bones? Because if I don't, then I'm not going to open my mouth at the park, right? I'm not going to open my mouth at the doctor's office or to anybody. And do I see myself on the stage, getting a diamond, going to those destinations, hanging out with Emily? Look, I'm just going to tell you right now, Emily, we're going to hang one day. It's going to happen. Like, we're going to do a reel together. And I believe it, y'all. I believe it deep in my soul. And it makes such a huge difference. So Emily, thank you for your time, girl. Go get those lashes done. That is a mess. Honey, you need to get that taken care of. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just been so fun to hang out with you and just for you to share those amazing nuggets. So it will let you go do what you need to do. Y'all hang on, because we're about to do some really amazing IPA stuff together. And I mean, how incredible was that? Put a takeaway in the comments. Did you hear something today that you haven't heard before? Did you hear something today that just lit it up for you or changed something for you? And it's just that simple. I love how vulnerable she was about dealing with difficulty. It never goes away. Just because you're diamond doesn't mean you don't have problems anymore. Doesn't mean that you don't ever think, well, the bottom could fall out of this thing, or I could lose this, or their scarcity mindset is always there. And it's because I love that Santa Claus thing too. The thing is, 80% of what we think every day is negative. And that's why we work on mindset. And for me, I was 42 years old when I started Plexus. I had never heard of mindset, ever. The only time I remember hearing about mindset, if I really sit and think about it, my brother sold magazines when he was in his early 20s. You guys remember people that go around and they would sell those magazines? I still feel like it was a major scam. And it's why I thought network marketing was slimy and bad. And they would give him things like mindset things to say, like affirmations. And, they did that. And so that's all I really remembered. So the first time Cheryl told me about Les Brown, I'm like, you ain't about to brainwash me, girl. We're not doing the brainwash thing. Right? That's what I thought about mindset. I'm so glad that I trusted her. I'm so glad that I started feeding my mind with good things. I'm so glad that when I wake up in the morning, my mind doesn't assault me with every bad thing I am and how I'm not going to achieve and I'm not going to do, right? It happens. And you do have to choose into it, and you do have to, it's a practice. Do I do it perfectly every day? No. Some days I don't listen to mindset. I'm like, no, I'd rather listen to Macklemore, I don't even know why I said that, because my daughter's on here. She's probably laughing hysterically because I don't even know who the artists are. I just turn it on and rock out. But seriously, every day isn't like that. But on the days that you do feel it, work it. And I'll never forget and we're going to switch gears here and get to our IPA because we do have some things that Jennifer wants us to get done here, right? We got to like work or something. Can't believe she expects us to do that. But what was I going to tell you guys? Okay. So before I went Emerald, I had a coaching call with Alita, and she said, Angela, if you have an idea, act on it immediately. Y'all, that changed everything for me, because I don't know about you, but I was looking for permission, and I would send everything to Cheryl for approval. Okay. Like, I did not trust myself. The root of that is I didn't trust myself. And if you hang around with me, or you're on my team, or you hear me speak, I say all the time, I want you to be the youiest you that you can be. Because when I chose into me, and I started posting me, and I started getting to know myself better and not rejecting who I am, then people knew the real me, and it got fun and it got easier because I don't have to get up and fake anything. Right? And you have a level of creativity inside of you that nobody else has. And if you don't do it, it's not going to happen. And you don't need approval. There is no, there's no Plexus Lord looking over saying you can't act like that in Plexus. You can't be yourself. You can't post what you want to post. So I just encourage you to tap into what your creativity is, what you want. And when you find yourself seeking approval, that's a stop sign. You go, wait, why am I doing this? I can trust myself. I know why I love these products. I know what it's done for me. I know how to love other people and be their friend, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I get super pumped up about that, y'all, because it changed everything for me. And I am so much more comfortable being me than trying to be Alita or trying to be Cheryl. Look, I can't be Cheryl because she knows the back office like the back of her hand. And I'm like, what? Like, I mean, I still am like, how many do I need to get done? I know that, but it's just not my thing. So you really press into your area of greatness. And like she said, that action, those books that she listed were great. I wrote down Go for No, Rock Your Network Marketing Business is a really good one. Get Over Your Dang Self. It's not dang, it's a bad word, but that is the first book I listened to in Plexus. And I really was like, Lord, please forgive me for reading this book. Like, I felt like I was sinning because I was reading it. But it's so good because, I was looking around thinking, what are they thinking about me? What are they thinking about me? What will they think about me? Instead of just being me. And realizing that other people really aren't thinking about me. Did any of you wake up thinking about me this morning? I didn't wake up thinking about you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Leslie said she did. She loves me. So I believe that, Leslie. But, but it's true. We put more emphasis on what other people are thinking. And in reality, they're not really thinking about what we're doing. They're thinking about what they need to do. So let's get to business. We have a super exciting event on Tuesday night, the 23rd. I'm sure you guys are aware. It's on the Dream Big page. There's a graphic that you can also use to share. So I'm just going to kind of go through what Jennifer wanted us to do and how I would implement that. And then we'll take some time. We'll just take our brief. I don't really know how Jennifer does it exactly. I've been on a few times, but we'll just go with, I'll just be me. How about that? Does that work? I'll just be me. So you can get the information. It's at 7:30 on Tuesday. Okay. And what it's going to be about is it's a business and product event. So she's going to do a little bit about the triplex. Okay. And there's going to be business testimonies. And I love that, right? Because testimonies are powerful. So So if I have people, the people that I would be looking at for this is brand new people that started with me in the last 90 days, to give them an opportunity to hear more about the products, to strengthen their belief, to give them an opportunity to hear something about the business. Because here's what I know: I don't have the only story. My story isn't going to reach everybody. My story about the business isn't going to help everybody. So I love when we have testimonies, because it gives so much opportunity for somebody. Sometimes somebody can hear something and go, that's my situation. That's exactly what's happening. And it can spur belief in them. Okay. So I'm looking at people that just joined me in the last 90 days. I'm also going back to people that maybe have no order or are inactive, because a lot of times, and Emily kind of mentioned this, and I have had several people just in the last couple months that were on my team in the beginning quit the products and started again. It happens. It happens a lot. And a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. When I go back and do those messages, I kind of cringe. I don't want to, because I'm like, well, they quit. I don't really know why they quit. And they probably just want me to leave them alone. So, but most of the time, it's a timing issue. They might be going through some hellacious thing in their life that they're not telling you about. And the last thing they can think about is drinking a pink drink. But that's over, and they're healing, and they're beginning to have those ideas of like, I've been through a lot of stress. I need to heal my body. I mean, that makes me want to cry just telling y'all that, because there's so many people that's what's happening. Right. So, okay. So it's going to be about that. And I also saw the post that she said you can put the check mark when you send your message. So I think it would be really cool to blow that up for Jennifer today. Like when she gets done resting, that she goes back to that post and she sees all those check marks, right? That would be really fun. So if you guys could do that, that would be awesome. Her tip was to reach out to inactive people. And so we're going to go with that. And I love what Emily said about saying it. Okay. I'm going to give you a trick that I did. I feel like voice memos can be really scary sometimes, right? Because you let go of that button and whatever you said is gone. It went to them. You're like, oh man, that did not sound good. Okay. Well, most of the time you can remove them now, right? Thank you, Jesus. The other thing I like to do is I just make a couple bullet points. So for this, I would be like, we're having an event Tuesday night. My friends are going to be sharing the product, more about the products and a little bit about the business. I'd love for you to join. And then I send them a graphic with the information. And I'll ask them, would you like to hear more about the products? I love to end with a question. Always end with a question, right? You want to keep that conversation going. So I have maybe 3 points. I get my phone and I leave a voice memo. But what I did is I practiced, you can send a message to yourself. So I went on my own messenger and sent the message to myself enough times to get it right. And then guess what other magic you can do? You can copy and paste that. If you don't say like a specific name or something like that, and you get a really good message, like you try it 5 times and you're like, oh man, that was perfect. You can totally copy and paste that and then just send the graphic. And I'm telling you, it's so good when people can hear your voice. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself and we're going to get to work. I'm going to set a timer we'll do this for 5 minutes. I want to work on, we probably need 8 minutes. Okay. Pull up your last 90 days and, either voice memo them individually if you're comfortable with that, or create a voice memo that you can copy and share the graphic. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And if you have any questions, put those in the chat. I'm going to be watching it. Okay, let's do it. Hey, so Carol asked the message that you would send to an ambassador that quit a while ago. What I do is I have a couple of those. So I'm going to say, hey, Rhonda, I just wanted to touch base with you. I know when you started that you were really excited about the products and what they could do for you. Would you like to hit the reset button with me? I know timing is everything. Is this a good time for you? Are you thinking about your health right now? So that's an example. And I may not invite them to the event, right? I may just want to reconnect and send them a sample of the new active or the starfruit guava or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Send them a sample. Say, some things have changed since we spoke last, and I would just love for you to be able to try this new product. Okie dokie. Time is up. I was just typing out another message for you guys. I don't know if that's what you really like. It's interesting. We'll end with this. Okay. We didn't have as much IPA time. So I really encourage you to go back and take those three different styles of messages. One for your newer people, the last 90 days, one for people that have fallen off, and then another one for new reach outs. Okay. And just make sure that you're getting that in today. I'll finish this message up that I was working on if you guys would like me to. And so that you'll have that there. Okay, I'm happy to do that. And now I totally forgot what the last thing I was going to tell you guys was. Shoot, I can't remember. Must not have been important. Hey, I just trust the Lord. If I forget something, I'm like, okay, Lord, you probably didn't want me to say that. So I'll finish up this message. And like I said, just be yourself. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Thank you, Lord. It's a practice. Messaging is a practice. Okay. If you're not comfortable messaging people, you just need to do it more. Okay. When I first started, I could not formulate a message to save my life. And I would send it to Cheryl and go, is this okay? Is this okay? I'd be sweating. My neck would be red. My chest would be red. I would feel like I was public speaking, sending a message. It was ridiculous. Like it was a real struggle for me. So voice memoing people really changed things for me. Because if you know me, talking is like my number one. It's my go-to. I like to do it. And so that made it easier. But I think really what we talked about today is defining what you believe. What do you believe about yourself? Do you really believe that when you send that message, your genuine heart is to help somebody? Because if you do, it makes it easier to send that message. Another thing that really helped me is it's not about me. I'm thinking about them. And I call it holding that person in view, right? Like if I have a friend, I know she's struggling with something, it's not about me wording it perfectly. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, right? It's not about that. They're not judging your wording, okay? And just getting a little more free with that. Like I can be me. I can speak from my heart to somebody that I care about. And that there's no special sauce. Y'all, I'm just telling you, there is no magic sauce. None. You are the magic sauce. What you believe and who you are is what attracts people. And you literally attract who you are. Okay. So getting to that place of being more yourself is, to me, that would be the magic sauce. Okay. And that belief that Emily talked about. So I'm going to finish this up. Let's see. Hi. I'm so happy to see how well you're doing. So this would be for somebody that maybe recently started, okay, with you, doing with your Plexus products. My friend is having an event on Zoom to provide more detailed information. I know I had a lot of questions when I started, so I thought you might enjoy hearing what she has to share. Send you the information. Are you interested in checking it out? Okay. So all of these messages, it's like, it's off the cuff. It's like, okay, how did I feel when I first started Plexus? What did I want to hear? What did I need help with? Right. And I try to go back to that place. And you're just thinking of them, adding value to them, trying to meet their needs and have that connection with your new people. I love that. So good to really get them involved in the community, right? Because don't we love this community? I could sit on here in Zoom with y'all all day and work. Like this is so fun. We have the best community ever. So anyway, go to it. Let's make Jennifer proud. Put lots of check marks, and I will see y'all later. Thank you for letting me spend this time with you this morning.